put your pants on in the morning while standing up instead of having to stretch out on the bed and kind of shimmy them on.
They're a little excited.
Just
Just a little bit. They know it's no trail day.
a couple of them bucking down the hill.
My phone is literally freezing up because it's 6 degrees. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I can see my breath. Have we decided how many dogs in a vehicle is too many dogs?
Any dogs?
What? That is not you at all. We got what? How many in here now? There's one on my lap. You can't see the old girl here. 2 right there. I don't know where Ginny is.
She's somewhere back
over
around
there.
the corner.
5 dogs, 2 people. I'm going to tell you, it's probably too much. If we had them in the back, not too bad. This one right here might be the too much. Wouldn't you agree?
She needs to go back to many horror stories.
You have too many horror stories of trucking?
How many times has a trucker come close to death? Well, truckers usually face death every day. Cattle truckers 3 or 4 times.
He's been telling me stories about some of the fall run and different things that he's done. Freaking me out. Aren't you, Dust?
Well, let's just say when the yearling decides to just pick you up and take you into the belly, let's just be grateful you got a long wingspan to grab a hold of the edge of the trailer.
And these are the stories we chalk up that say we don't need to tell Mom at all, ever. Right?
Oh, please, them ones ain't bad. That one was just kind of a whoopsie. She wasn't planning on killing me, but she was willing to do it.
But the one that was trying to kill you, you did manage that one. Well, which one? That one. The recent one that wanted you. Remember you said you were like, oh, I should have planned better and had the side gate open?
Oh, yes, the one up there in the hills. That was, yes, went down in the belly to open the gate up because we'd only had 30 head and we were going up a friggin' mountain like that. So I split everything to make sure they wouldn't be killing each other in the trailer. Went down in the belly to open that gate and she just sitting there with her head up looking straight at me. And I just knew she was going to be a problem, but I opened the gate, swung her to the side. She dropped her head, came running straight at me. I just, look for the hole, look for the hole.
Look for the hole.
Thankfully she did. She decided not to eat me that day.
We got to check the tank real quick and then we'll continue on. So was it nice having a bit of a Christmas break? Like a little lull between the loads?
Yeah, it gets kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like I say, I finally got to feel what it's like for a real trucker to be gone for a week or 2 at a time.
Real trucker.
This was
You have
busy
been
this
as
year.
real as you can get. Seriously, boy. He does love his Barney, though, your new truck, don't you?
Barney's just comfortable. She got that nice custom leather seat in it. And got a bunk I can stand up in. Heck, the cab itself is tall enough I can almost stand up in the cab to walk back in the bunk.
That's
It's nice to be able to put your pants on in the morning while standing up instead of having to stretch out on the bed and kind of shimmy them on.
Do you feel loved? He can't hear me with his Elmer Fudd hat on. You feel loved, don't you? So I am working on some new blog posts and working on busting some myths in agriculture. To be honest, I have grown up in agriculture, well, always. I think my dad had me on a horse when I was 10 months old or so, with him, obviously. I've just never not known ranching. So a lot of times I take it for granted or assume, we all know what assuming does, assume that everyone knows, because everyone in my life does know. I'm surrounded by ranchers and farmers. I would say 99% of my friends are ranchers and farmers. So a lot of times I just kind of assume that most people know what I'm talking about or know the facts behind agriculture, and I'm learning that's just not true. I looked up, it was a study done, and I can't even remember who did it now right off the top of my head. 16 million people believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Now there are brown dairy cows for sure, but they still milk white milk, and then you add the chocolate to it. But the thing is that I'm learning too is we can't judge other people if they don't know. They just don't know. I don't know squat about computers, and I use them, but I don't know anything about them. It doesn't make me less of a person any more than it makes people who don't know about agriculture less. But what I really hope to do is bridge that gap, because food is so vital to us, and so many people have no clue where their food comes from, and I'm hoping to educate a little on that. So if you have questions ever, please drop them here, because I don't know what people's questions are all the time. I'll do a little bit of research and share more as I go. One thing that really surprised me a couple of years ago, I went with a friend and we did a dog working demo with some sheep and stuff in our bigger city in South Dakota. You just kind of assume everybody in South Dakota is in some way or another attached to agriculture. I was surprised how many grade schoolers in South Dakota had no idea. We're one of the biggest sheep producers in the United States. Had no idea that you could eat lamb, that you used wool for socks and clothing, and it was an interesting lesson in that. And then as I did a little more research, it said 40% of California, like 4th, 5th, 6th graders, grade school kids, have no clue that their hamburger comes from cattle. None. So I think we need to work on educating so people understand. Also, that just understanding, I think a lot of times the news media shares that agriculture is all this factory farming stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth. I need to look up the exact number and I'll put it on here on a text, but I think it's 91% of farms and ranches in the United States are family owned. And a lot of times generational, and we do care about our animals. And it's not just the bottom line. You cannot spend day in and day out with your animals and not care about them. You just can't. Maybe you can, I guess, but there are bad people in every industry. There just is. There's going to be bad people in the ag industry too. That's just a fact of life. But the people I know, the people I'm friends with, the people I go to their brandings, it may look different than what people think as a pet, because it is. It is different. But we genuinely care about our animals and want the best for them. Also, I think I'm done for this video because my phone is literally freezing up because it's 6 degrees. I don't know if you can see my breath, but I can see my breath. And holding it with no glove on, not working. I'm freezing. So drop your questions if you have them, or if you think of any, or if you hear of any. Not as sunny out as I'd like, but it's still so beautiful. It's sweatshirt weather. Tomorrow's supposed to be windy, but I'm not gonna live in tomorrow. I'm not gonna think about tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy today. The mares are loving this bale. I've really never seen any critter not like oats bales. This is an oats alfalfa mix. They love it. It's a wee bit foggy out this morning. A little icy. Surprisingly enough, not terribly slick on the gravel road, so hopefully not too slick everywhere else. It's so funny how they have to follow the path even if it's a curve. Gotta love them. We need that song on right now. And they ran through the briars, and they ran through the brambles, and they ran through the bushes where the rabbits couldn't go. Or stampede. They won't stampede up the hill though. They'll be like, oh, that was a lot of work. See, pretty slow on the uphill. Gravity works so well on downhill though. They're a little excited. Just a little bit. They know it's an oats bale day.
A couple of them bucking down the hill.
They're like, it's oats and grain, double whammy today.
Wait a minute. Screw you guys, I'm going after the tractor.
Yeah. mama spends a lot of time praying for that boy. Safety and protection and wisdom. Let it be, Lord. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video. I keep them short for 2 reasons. The upload time is ridiculous. For me, I'm sorry, rural internet, God bless ya. And 2, you know, I don't know. If you want longer videos, I'd love for it to hear. I have a short attention span, so that's why I keep them short too. I don't know. Maybe others aren't like that. Maybe you want longer videos. I'd love to hear. You know what would be great is if you hit like, left a comment, especially if you'd ask a question on some of that stuff I asked earlier. If you shared this with a friend, that would be amazing. And if you haven't already, subscribe. That'd be great. Thank you.